Well, Steve Arts 89. Well, Thunderbolts was number 2 at the box office. It is struggling. It got 16.5 million in its third weekend, which is not good. That's a, what's that, 49% drop? And it's made 155 domestic, 170 overseas, 325 all up, on a budget of 180. It's break even. They're saying like 450. I think that's a little bit much, but yeah, pretty much close to 400. Yeah, it's really not doing well. It's doing worse than I think Quantumania and what are the other ones that didn't do so well? Shang-Chi, although that was because it was released right in the middle of the you-know-what. Actually, I just watched that. It was good. But yeah, I had to comment on the new Avengers because, see, I didn't know anything about this. I did see, like, the first week after it was in the cinemas, they were calling it the new Avengers. And that was some sort of surprise for us to watch the film and then realise, oh, the Thunderbolts are the new Avengers. And I'm like, why on earth? Since no one knows what a Thunderbolt is, why didn't they just call it the new Avengers from the beginning? I mean, was it worth losing all that box office they could have gotten from promoting something that's actually recognisable or a concept that people can actually get to have this little surprise for the few people that did watch it? I'm like, seriously? You sacrificed everything that you could have got from that brand name recognition and all of that. Yeah, it's just stupid. So yeah, so the movie really is the new Avengers, but because no one knows what the Thunderbolts are or no one cares, is not doing so well. Had they gone with the new Avengers, it would have been a concept people could have understood. So that's just baffling to me. And they did the same thing with Black Adam. I remember hearing about, I thought it was Black Atom. Like, I thought the name of this character was Black Atom when I first heard about him. I thought, oh, he's like some sort of, villain that's powered by atomic power or something. Black Adam, that's what I thought it was. And then I actually saw a post, I'm like, oh, it's Black Adam. Who the hell is Black Adam? What is a Black Adam? And I had no idea, and went all the way through its run. I still had no idea what it was, who he was. All I knew was there was some talk that The Rock was trying to take over DC and make it all about him. And yeah, then I actually watched the film the other night, and I'm like, oh my god, this is a Justice Society film. And the Justice Society is kind of a secondary sort of version of the Justice League, my understanding is. It's like secondary characters, and but still you understand, if you know what the Justice League is, you can understand what the Justice Society is. They should have called that film Justice Society, because I know who Hawkman is, I know who Dr. Fate is, I have a Dr. Fate toy, I have a Hawkman toy, I know these characters. I would have been interested in seeing them on the big screen, and I get that it was mentioned in trailers that they existed, but the promotion was all about Black Adam and The Rock. And my understanding is this character comes from Shazam, and he was going to be in Shazam, but then once they cast The Rock, it became bigger, and they're like, oh, we can make a whole movie around him. Instead of just having him contribute to this film as a villain, we could have him do his own film and have his own franchise. We're going to make all this money out of, oh, The Rock, The Rock, The Rock. And it's like, he made it all about him and him having his own franchise and him saving, the DCU and everything. And he even got them to bring back Henry Cavill for the end of the film, even though they had no intention of actually using him ever again in a film, which was totally a bait and switch slap in the face to fans to basically do a fake announcement that he was coming back just to promote this film, when he actually was never going to come back, which we sort of know now they were never going to do that. The idea was they cancelled him after that, but they actually cancelled him before that. But yeah, so they screwed this film up by not going with the most recognisable element, that they are the new Avengers. And they did the same thing with Black Adam. They should have called it Justice Society and focused on the characters we actually recognise, who are facing now this new villain, who may not be a new villain to comic book readers, but to normies he would have been a new villain because no one really knew who he was. I don't think anyone did. That's why the film did so badly. I don't think I'm the only person who had no idea who Black Adam was. And just being played by The Rock wasn't enough. So yeah, I just had to comment on that, because I didn't comment on the new Avengers thing when it came out, because I thought, it's not a whole video. I'll mention it in another video. And then I watched, the Justice Society film, and I'm like, why did they do it like that? Why did they promote it that way? Why did they think that, The Rock was the selling point for this film, not these characters that we know and have followed our whole lives. So yeah, I had to comment on those two things. I'm going to go. Feel free to share, like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what you think of. A lot of films are ruined by bad marketing. It's really just that simple. And the films themselves work or are good, but people don't know what they're going, or they go for something that they're not going to get. That they're told it's something else, and then there's disappointment instead of good word of mouth. And you may trick people into the theatre with a good trailer or a good campaign, but if they don't get what they come for, they're not going to tell people that a good film and go see it. So I think that's happened a few times. But yeah, what do you think?